Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing an EIK WM France deck G4-5 G8 game with Wallfly, Pain, and maruskaK. So this one is Wallfly style, so draft 10 and with Enwall's G8 collection, but half the cards are Enwall's G8 collection, so it's actually interesting because Enwall kept the power level of his collection pretty low, but when half the cards that you're drafting are from the G8, then it's really more a question of how do those cards interact with each other. That's a stronger factor than how do the cards interact with the rest of the format. So I'll have to keep that in mind. Keep in mind the good payoff cards that are in G8, but I don't know the deck that well, so hard to do. So let's start reading. We've got Fence Painter. Before the final harvest, you can choose to paint all of your fences 1 clay per pasture. If you do so, 1 bonus point for each pasture. So effectively, it's pay 1 clay per pasture for 1 bonus point. It's fine. House Breeder. Next room you build costs 1 building resource less for each animal on your farmyard. So freestone room, essentially. Looks like that's the way I read this card. Set up a freestone room. Stable Expert. Build stables. 1 clay from your supply under each stable. They provide 1 food each harvest. Village Lady. Start of each round, discard 2 cards from your hand to plow a field. Wool Merchant. Take day labor, 1 additional food for every 2 sheep in all players' farms. So I'm going to take Scholar here, and we'll hope to wheel House Breeder, and we get to build a freestone room. So, yeah. So we're hoping for ways to hold animals. Alright, Seasoned Breeder. Take wood from an action space, get 1 stone if you have at least 1 boar, 1 vegetable if you have at least 2 cattle. Okay, so this is the, if you have cattle, you get vegetable whenever you take wood card. So that card is quite good. Ironclad. Play this card, you may build 1 stable for free. Can convert 1 stone into 1 boar up to 3. So Seasoned Breeder does get me my boar back right away. So if let's say I read Stone Food round 1. Round 2 I play Ironclad. Then I play Seasoned Breeder. Then the rest of the game, whenever I take wood, I get stone as well. I kind of just want to take Pasteurization Expert. Pasteurization Expert helps me get a lot of animals very easily. I'm wondering about Ironclad, though. The problem with Ironclad is the stone cost with Scholar. I could just take Seasoned Breeder. Vegetable, whenever you take wood, is quite strong. The problem is I need to be able to hold the I need to be able to hold the cattle and still want stone, or hold the cattle and still want wood. That's the question with Seasoned Breeder. Is can you fulfill that requirement? And I could just take Pasteurization Expert, which I know that's a very good card. Why not Remodeler? I could take Remodeler, although I have House Breeder coming. And Remodeler will slow down my Scholar. And House Breeder is going to let me build a freestone room. So that's what I'm thinking. Is try to set up the freestone room. And the earlier I can do that, the better. So that's why I'm thinking one of the animal cards. I'm going to take Pasteurization Expert. I think that card is quite good. Can someone check, is maruskaK streaming? But I don't know if he is streaming, but he does. So you guys can check him out at twitch.tv/maruskaK instead of maruskaK. So you can check out his point of view over there. Stroller for easy reno stage 3-4. Stroller is gonna wheel if I really want Stroller. That card it's pretty weak. I mean, it's fine. It's just that people don't want it because its impact is pretty boring. Generally, I want to take Ox. I can play after Scholar. Anyways, yeah, usually. We'll see what else we get. Looks like we're waiting on Wallfly to make some evaluations. So I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry, I feel like I've neglected you for a couple of days. I have not streaming Thursday, Friday. It's been a while since I haven't streamed 2 days in a row. Ever since the COVID situation has dominated, you know, North America basically. Although we're doing better in Canada. The new case numbers are dropping. But we've got Canada Day weekend coming up, so it'll be interesting to see if what happens after that weekend, because that's a big weekend for people to go out and party and stuff. Okay. I like Commercial Baker quite a bit. Procrastinator. Whenever you use the take vegetable, take cattle space, you may afterwards take a family growth with room, play an improvement action. So whenever I take cattle, I can play an improvement. Kind of weird. Commercial Baker is probably the best card here. Although building the stone oven, if I do want a reno for Scholar, is a little awkward. Just because it costs a lot of stone. But, you know what, I could play it and just use the 3 grain action. That would be fine. You like Eris with Scholar? I don't really like Eris with Scholar because you're so absorbed with the Eris play that I feel like the Scholar gets hurt quite a bit. Yes, but I think you don't always have time to play Scholar. Wheeling Contractor could be pretty good here. Contracting a couple reed and stone could be quite nice. I'll take Commercial Baker here. Okay, Archaeologist seems pretty nice. 2 stone for an action early on is going to be good in almost any farm. Animal Tamer's Apprentice is kind of interesting because I can use it with Pasteurization Expert, but it requires a lot. It requires me to play it. I have to take clay and everything, or take clay so I can build fireplaces, and yeah, it's a lot of work. So probably not Animal Tamer's Apprentice. I could take Lady of the Manor here. Lady of the Manor is quite nice. What categories can I win? I would have to get a plow in order to win fields, pastures, and grain. Any other category would be pretty difficult. Maybe vegetables. I could take Lady of the Manor for sure. Could take Wood Collector. Could just take Archaeologist. Archaeologist is pretty good. And maybe we wheel the other card. It also lets me hold animals for my Pasteurization Expert. I think I'm going to take Archaeologist here. And House Breeder wheeled. So yeah, I'll take House Breeder here. Yeah. I think Village Lady is pretty decent, but House Breeder is going to give me a free stone room, so free stone rooms are good. All I have to do is have 7 animals in my supply. or in my farmyard, which with archaeologist and pasteurization expert should be doable. Okay, so seasoned breeder wheeled and ironclad wheeled too. Okay, so the stone to bore is quite nice with pasteurization expert. However, using the stone from archaeologist hurts a little bit. Seasoned breeder is interesting because anytime I take wood, I get a vegetable. That would definitely help me win the Lady of the Manor category for vegetables. That could be quite good. I wish I could have had both cards. I didn't think I was going to see both cards. I think what I do is I take ironclad here. Seasoned breeder, you really need an early way to get access to to cattle for the vegetables, and I don't really have early cattle. I just have access to cattle when they come out. So I'll take ironclad here. I mean, butterfly is probably fine power level for like draft 7 and deal like 10-3 games. Like I think butterfly is fine. Season breeder seems really strong if you get yes, yeah, definitely. But I haven't actually really gotten a like archaeologist would let me hold the boar, yes, but I don't have access to the early boar natively. So peat cutter is pretty good if I don't get any reedstone food actions early. The problem is with scholar, I do want reedstone food actions. Clay seller does kind of work with pasteurization expert if I get good clay actions. Contractor helps me get to my stone house. So clay seller I would play with scholar. These two cards I would have to play before renovating it all. So is there an obvious winner from these cards? Contractor, the food is kind of expensive, although it does help me play commercial baker way easier. Clay seller. With clay seller, I need good clay actions, obviously. It does help with pasteurization expert, which is great. I kind of want to take something that's going to help me get to my stone house, though. Like peat cutter seems pretty good if I don't get any good read actions. Also, house breeder is easier if I pay 1 clay and the rest of the stone. Yeah. Yeah, I think peat cutter could be fine. Contractor gets me stone, which is appealing for like commercial baker and stuff. I think I might not play commercial baker till scholar until I play it with scholar though. So I think I take peat cutter here. And hopefully we get enough stone, but if we don't get enough stone, I'm not too fussed. All right. Aquaculture. Whenever you use fishing, you can take a sow action. Interesting. Sugarcane. So grain on this card as if it were a field. Exchange these grain for 2 food each. No thanks. Reed exchange. No. Full bond wig. No. Milk mail. No. Straw material. Each of your wood rooms costs 3 wood less, and each of your stone rooms costs 2 stone less. You have to have 2 grain fields. Interesting. Commercial baker does get me access to that. So if I wanted to build raw stone rooms, so with straw material, if let's say I try to build 2 stone rooms, one of them would be 1 clay with house breeder. The other one would be 3 stone, 1 clay. Requires a lot of stone. We can think about that though. I think what I could do is I could just take crooked plow here, and then that would enable straw material. So yeah, I need, yeah, straw material doesn't really work without a way to plow, I think. So I could take crooked plow and maybe wheel straw material here. I do like coffee break, but yeah, I think I'd take crooked plow here. Okay. Trade route. Have a vegetable field. Convert 1 vegetable to 3 building resources of your choice. No thanks. Fence trade. Immediately, wow, that card would be so good with the wood card that whenever you take wood, you get vegetable. Jeez. Yeah. That card didn't really come together. Fence trade. When you play this card, you may immediately build fences up to the number of boar on your farm. You pay nothing for these fences. That seems kind of fun with Ironclad. I think it'll probably wheel, though. But yeah, that seems fun with Ironclad and with Pasteurization Expert. So hopefully we will fence trade. Sushi knife. Whenever you use fishing. No. Absinthe I like. I think the path is quite good. Path is great if you get Reedstone food round 1. Absinthe is good. Renovation proposal. Play 2 ox, 6 food on the card. 6 food from the supply on this card. Return 1 food. Once during the game, you pay the remaining food costs to perform a reno. So it lets you reno easier and faster. This wouldn't be too bad. Like if I say I play something like Peat Cutter Scholar and then play Renovation Proposal, and then 6 rounds later I get to reno without using an action for Scholar. The problem is I probably want to reno sooner than that. So that would be round... how does it work? 6 food, start of each round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be round 8 I would get a Freestone. You know what? Freestone Reno start around 8 and then play an occupation right away. That doesn't seem bad at all. What the problem is, it requires basically round 1, round 2 occupation into round 2 start player. The path equals first family growth. Yeah, but it requires Reedstone food. Absinthe. I do like Absinthe a lot. I might not get my 3rd occupation until quite late, though. I'm going to try this Renovation Proposal card. Use a stage 1 action to get a reno action later with Scholar in hand seems like a decent trade-off. Irrigation trench. 1 clay between 2 fields. When you sow, add 1 additional type. Oh, that seems really good. That seems really good. Extra grain and an extra vegetable if you only sow once from 1 clay. Fountain. 2 clay, 1 stone. Play this card. You must place 1 stone from the supply on an unused farmyard space. When you sow, each orthogonally adjacent fountain gets... Okay, so Irrigation Trench seems a lot better than Fountain. It's a lot cheaper. Plantation. You get bonus points if you have lots of plowed fields. No. Plowman's Market. Whenever you plow a field, you may buy 1 item from this card immediately afterwards. Plowman's Market is pretty good, although with Commercial Baker, I think it's worse. Punter is good, but I've taken the only plow I've seen so far. Whenever you receive Reed, pay 1 food to the fishing space to receive a bonus point. Portable Stall. Whenever you use the most recent round card, you may make the following exchanges. A food for a sheep, sheep for a boar, boar for a cattle. Portable Stall seems kind of weak, although it does enable Pasteurization Expert. I'm going to take Irrigation Trench here. This card seems quite good. If you're only going to sow once, like Irrigation Trench is a sow once card, and you get 2 points. Cutting board. Whenever anyone turns vegetables into food, you get a food. Meat zong. 1 reed. Convert at least a board of food. During the field phase of the harvest, you get a grain. It's random. Play this card. Plow 2 fields by paying 2 grain. Honestly, Horse Team with Commercial Baker seems playable. It makes my unblockable Commercial Baker functionally a 2-field action. Made Basket. Whenever you use them, you get a food afterwards. No field. I don't think so. I wouldn't take field over Horse Team. Breeder's Market. 1 sheep, boar, cattle. Whenever you build at least 1 stable or build at least 1 fence, you may buy 1 animal on this card. So Breeder's Market with Pasteurization Expert looks quite good. Build at least 1 stable or build at least 1 fence. So if I wheel the boar card... If I wheel the board card, then Breeder's Market seems pretty good. Otherwise, I should take Horse Team. Because the board card lets me build 3 fences. The Wild Axe card lets me build 3 fences for free. And then that obviously is another time when I can trigger Breeder's Market. Or else I take Horse Team here for the extra fields. Horse team would be a pretty great round 14 scholar play. Like I could play scholar with horse team at the end of the game. Breeder's Market gets me my animals. And I need animals. It works with Pasteurization Expert. It gets me my house breeder out quicker. I'm taking Breeder's Market. Yeah, so I think Irrigation Trench seems pretty good, actually, because you get extra vegetables. I'll take straw material here. I don't know if we're going to set up straw material before my first room, but there's an option of doing that. With pasteurization, it's better, basically, animal breeder. Although you have the limitation of course, you can only buy... Yeah, it's like a smaller animal breeder. Sure, yeah. Then we got fence trade back, which is exactly what I wanted to see. Cool. Because fence trade builds fences, and it's whenever I build at least one fence, so fence trade triggers Breeder's Market. So we've got quite a synergistic hand, I have to say. The question is, how do I make it work? The crooked plow play into... Crooked plow into straw material is an option. However, it's a pretty slow start to the game. Like, it's really going to push back my room. However, it does save me a lot of materials, so... it's not restricted in the order of buying. I can, there's no, it's not stacking, it's just placing, Sid. Oh, because of pasteurization. Okay, sorry, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Breeder's Market in particular. But yeah, with Pasteurization Expert, yes. You're right about that. Fortunately, the most expensive thing comes at the end. So we should be able to get a lot of animals. So the question is holding them. So a card like Archaeologist actually giving some incidental holding could be quite nice. The problem is, if I build the stone oven and I run out of stone relatively early, that's going to suck up a lot of my stone. So I'm going to want... And also Ironclad can suck up a lot of my stone too. So we'll see. We'll see how this works. I'll have to figure it out. Fountain, no, because it costs stone, and I've already talked about my stone costs. Plowman's Market is a fine way to get a vegetable. Do I have any ways of getting vegetables yet? I don't. Plowman's Market is probably okay. Plantation, if I do... no, not Plantation. So the question is Portable Stall or Plowman's Market. Portable Stall does sort of work with Pasteurization Expert, but Plowman's Market I can play with Scholar without an action. I almost wonder if I skip out on my wood room if round 5 is Reno. If I try to skip out on my wood room and go up to stone right away. Because I have a lot of cards that I could play with Scholar. Like all these miners and all my occupations I could play with Scholar. Yeah, and while playing stables too. I think Archaeologist will be worthwhile just because of this 2 stone action. The other thing is I want to hold a lot of animals, right? Like it might be that I want to hold more animals than... Like if I say I fence 7 or whatever, I might want to be able to hold 3 breeding pairs, which Archaeologist lets me do. So we start in 4th. So if we get occupation back, we're pretty happy. 3 wood is okay. I don't really want to start player, though. Could take 2 clay as well. So Payne's got woodcutter here. I imagine Payne probably took the Whenever you take wood, get a vegetable card. That would be my guess. Payne really likes cards like that, because it gives them the mini goal of getting cattle early. I could almost 2 clay over 3 wood because of peat cutter. I should make should move maruska's. Oh, I need to rearrange our the farms anyways. Where's my farm? Here we go. Alright, well, I could start player Plowman's Market here. What else would I do? Day labor? Day labor seems really bad. We'll go for the first room, so I'll start player into 2 read, I think. No, I have peat cutter. I'll read stone food. Because I bet I get second action. Oh, I should put my grain vegetable on the board. I guess I can just mark it like that. Both goods are still available. Yeah, so then I can, if the 3 wood doesn't wheel, I can take 2 clay and play peat cutter. And then, yeah, we'll go for the first room, looks like. Did want to kind of push out renovation proposal, but I guess if expensive Hawk comes back, we could use that. We could expensive Hawk peat cutter, I suppose. Maruska's got sycophant here. Well, fortunately, we don't care about the take 1 grain space at all with the card that I have. Commercial baker. Yes, yeah, hard for Wallfly's hill cultivator for sure. Wallfly plays stable expert. Build stables, 1 clay from your supply under each stable. They provide 1 food each harvest. Yeah, the card seems okay. I like the idea of getting food each harvest from stables. Because it's just very synergistic, because you also want to get food from animals when you hold stables, so. So yeah, 4 clay into peat cutter looks okay. Payne's ready to build a room. He's all ready to go. We're just going to start player coffee break. Drop sycophant and then say, alright, that's it. Going on break. Wallfly builds the first fireplace. Interesting. Bit unusual for a hill cultivator to go for the fireplace that aggressively with stable expert 2. I don't know. I'm kind of confused. I wonder if Wallfly is going to first move take 4 clay here. If she does, cheap occupation peat cutter for me, and then hope to wheel 3 clay. No, she's playing acrobat. Go ahead and take 4 clay then. Yeah, so I think renovation proposal could have been pretty good if we get occupation round 1, round 2. But the fact that we were 4th, so we were forced 3 wood into start player, meant that renovation proposal was not going to be playable. But that's okay. Play expensive peat cutter here. This does mean I do have to pick up food next round. Maybe we get redstone food. maruskaK takes 4 wood. We would just need Wallfly not to want redstone food, which she hasn't taken any building resources yet, which is weird. No, you don't have to wait the full 6 rounds, but it's going to be difficult to have enough food. The thing is, if you pay the leftover food, that basically means you have to take food otherwise, which is difficult. Like if I say I play 3 food for renovation proposal to get my free reno, I'm pretty much just gonna have to pay that back by taking food somewhere else most of the time. So could be good, and especially if it lets me play an occupation around earlier, it's still playable. But I'm in no rush to play, you know, Scholar, whatever. So Wallfly's playing Butterfly Catcher here. Alright. So now we get to wait while Wallfly communicates things with us. Oh, she's telling us everyone the same. Okay. Everyone's done a little bit of a different orientation for Butterfly Catcher. We got redstone food back. I think we talked about how it was not very good the other day. I had another game with Wallfly where Butterfly Catcher was played by a third party. I think we talked about how it was not good. But yeah, like I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's like power 0.5 or whatever, but it's okay to have those kind of cards. It's an interactive card for a power 0.5. I think it's fine if it's that low, Sid. Like, we need cards like that. Oh, she changed it. Oh, yeah, no, never mind. It's not changed. I saw the 4-3-2 and thought, oh, it's different. No. It's just because I only play 4-player games. Yeah, the problem is you can't rely on the food for the harvest. That's an issue. Like, I think part of the problem is you only get 1 food back usually before the next harvest. I think that's a big problem with the card. Is that even if you play it in round 1, you only get 1 food before the first harvest. So cards that give food should give more than 1 food back before the next harvest. Okay, no need to play a fireplace here or anything. Don't really want to start player. I can't spend food for an occupation. Could build a cooking hearth here, I suppose, but no, I want to spend 1 clay for my reed for my room. So I guess I can just take 4 clay again. 4 clay is fine. Feed 4. Ooh, Payne's got hut builder. maruskaK gonna build here. I guess it depends on if family growth came out, and it did. So we're gonna build in round 6, grow in round 7. So first move for me, Wallfly's really not made it move towards building a room at all. I wonder if I can pull off... No, you know what? I pretty much have to take 3 reed if Wallfly doesn't. Because if I don't take 3 reed, maruskaK's going to take 3 reed and then just build again round 6. So if I take 3 reed, I'm basically committing to building the Basque Maker's Workshop. Which is not something I necessarily want to do. Yes, Wallfly took the reed. Yes, thank you, Wallfly. Okay. Reedstone food's available. Could 4 clay again. I do want to build a cooking hearth, but I can do that with... I have enough clay to do that. So yeah, reedstone food. Let's get the 3rd stone from my stonehouse reno. You want to build a Basque Maker's Workshop? No, the 3 reed are not useless. I can use 2 of them. I have 1 useless reed. The 2 reed I can use for my 2 renos. I don't know if I want to spend the stone for the Basque Maker's Workshop. I could consider building a clay room. If I take 4 clay here, I could build a clay room. Because Wallfly needs 2 actions before she can build herself. 2 wood actions. Whenever you use a take 1 grain action space, you may build 1 stable at no cost. Alright. Well, you still need to grow, Wallfly, unfortunately. You still need to grow. That's still an important part of the game. I'll grab 4 clay here. Yeah, because Wallfly needs 2 wood actions before she can build. So I'm gonna have time to reno. If round 6 is reno, I can reno and then build. I can reno cooking hearth and then build. Want to see what it is. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. It is Reno. Okay. Yeah. And then I can, then I'm threatening 3 sheep round 7. I'm sure the sheep will get taken, but in case, then it gives me another option. 3 sheep or 4 food from one of these 2 spaces. Maybe Wallfly will go set up her stables rather than taking the sheep. Or Pain. Well, Pain will go for the sheep too. I guess I don't have to build. If Wallfly doesn't first move take wood. Or if Wallfly first move takes wood, but then Pain and maruskaK also take wood, then there's not going to be enough wood for Wallfly to get. Before I have the option to build in round 7. Wallfly takes the sheep. Okay. So for me to family growth in round 7, I have to get 4 food fishing or 4 food traveling players. Unless I build... No, even if I build the basket maker's workshop here, that's not enough food. None of my miners give me food. Ironclad does give me food. The problem is I want to hold that food. I think we're going to try this. Wallfly also did not take wood there. So, yeah, we have some options. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Also, it should only be 2. And then build the cooking hearth, which costs for that. So now I can build a clay room for 6 clay. Pain immediately took the 3 food. maruskaK doesn't really need the food, so we maybe can get the food. We can, yeah, we could maybe hope to first action get the 4 food fishing round 7. So yeah, I can build here. Pay 6 clay. Oh, Pain took the other fishing action. Okay. So, my feeding is extremely difficult here. I basically have to play Ironclad, I think. Unless... If I play Pasteurization Expert and then take 1 sheep... If I take Pasteurization Expert, then take 1 sheep, that's net 3 food. Yeah, it's not quite enough. It's not enough for me to family growth. I would starve if I did grow. It might be worth starving to grow. The alternative is play Ironclad and pay 3 stone for 9 food. Maybe that's what I should do. Yeah, growing this round seems to make sense. Yeah, I wanted to hold on to the Ironclad because Ironclad triggers Breeder's Market as well. But, you know what? I guess we'll do this. Need to pay 1, and then we have another 2 boar here. And then on family growth, we can play breeder's mark. Oh, no, I did that wrong. Oh. I'm dumb. I can buy off of breeder's market. Actually, never mind. No, I can use breeder's market later. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I was thinking I could breeder's market. No, because I can't play breeder's market without ironclad in play anyways. And the thing is, I can trigger breeder's market later. I can fence twice. It's fine. I'll fence once with fence trade, and then maybe build stables once, and then fence once regularly. Yeah, my food tempo is really bad. Yeah, sheep coming out round 3 and then Pain taking both of the food actions was quite bad for me. So I can play breeder's market now. And a boar and 2 food to feed 5. It might be worth saving 1 stone so you could get 2 stone into Reno. Yeah, in round 8. That's a good point. 2 scholar, 2 stone Reno. Yeah, or play archaeologist and then Reno. Yeah, that's true. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll hope for 3 stone round 9. And try to set up Scholar round 9. And then we can use Scholar in round 10. Well, I have a lot of setup cards. I have a lot of really good setup cards. Like, for example, I've got Plowman's Market in play and Breeder's Market in play. So once things get going, I'm going to get a lot of points very quickly. Once I actually start doing stuff, things are gonna accelerate very quickly for me. But it's gonna take a while for the engine to get going. maruskaK plays Wealthiest Cousin. Yeah, I think this card is pretty good. Definitely has the downside of it makes your later occupations come slower, but the guaranteed 3 food action in round 5 I think is pretty good. Makes your feeding a lot easier in these 2 harvests. And I guess it's mostly good if you can use the grain. That's the big thing. If you can use the grain for more food, then this is just like a 6-7 food action, which is nice. Like last game I had Beehive Oven, so that worked well. Wallfly is planning to play an Auk here, but she says not drinker of absinthe. Fruit tree. So this is probably start player fruit tree. So Wallfly taking start player makes it that much more likely that I get 3 stone next round. So I think that's what we're going to hope for here. So I think I'm taking the 2 sheep here. I think I need the food. I think the food is relatively tight. I think Pain only has 1 food. I don't think he actually has 7 food. I think he only has 1 food. I think we haven't seen his updated farm yet. Wonder if Pain will stable block or not. We will see. Well, he didn't, so no. The answer is no. Took the clay instead. Pain will Reno last action. I would think so. Yeah. I'm gonna have, yeah. Well, I'll take the 3 wood. I won't give the 6 wood option. I'll take the 3 wood myself. Maruska builds the well. Go into Maruska's stream and put the well in there too, guys. I have to dodge Pain taking 2 stone for pottery on Reno. I'm pretty sure Pain is going to build a fireplace. Because I'm guessing with those 2 stables, Pain wants to be able to hold animals. Let's see. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Yeah, I think the pottery is too little food for Pain. I hope. He might take clay and build a cooking hearth as well. Plow last action. Yeah, plow would be fine. I was also thinking about playing Scholar last move. If I play Scholar last move, then I'm giving myself the option of doing other stuff in round 9. Sushi knife for Pain. 1 reed and or 1 sheep into 3 food each. If you convert both, you get a bonus point. So he's going to last action take fishing, pay a reed for 3 food. So there's the rest of Pain's food. We were sort of wondering. maruskaK, family growth raspberries. He has fishing rod too. Well, there was other fishing cards. So if Pain takes my 2 stone, I'll take his 3 food fishing in retaliation. So I think I'm buying the 3 stone here. Yeah, and Wallfly has to first move family growth. Good. So we're gonna Reno, and then when we Reno, we can play. I don't know. Don't have a major improvement that I really can afford to build. We could maybe play Crooked Plow on Reno. That would be fine. Scholar for 2 food. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I figure I'm gonna have to take food anyways. I figure I'm going to have to take food in this round anyways, because the game seems to be fairly food tight. So like taking 1 vegetable or 1 boar seems like an acceptable action in this game. because of the way the food economy is. Or take 3 food traveling players. Because everyone needs food. Payne has enough right this moment if he doesn't play any more occupations, but I think everyone wants more food, basically. Wallfly's taking traveling players' second action to build more stables. I don't think she had... Did she not have clay to put under her stables? I guess not. Two markers. Oh, she put it up on Stable Expert. Oh, okay. She might traveling players. Yeah, so she can eat a sheep, for example. She doesn't have to. She is traveling players. Alright. Well, I'll take one boar then. It's a good action. It gets her stable, yeah. Continuing to get her stables which feed her are good. So I'm the only person with a hearth at the moment. So I think what I do is I take the vegetable and potentially let the boar accumulate. And then last move, Reno, cooking crooked plow. I could have also plowed, bought a vegetable for net +1 food. But I kind of want to save that vegetable for a plow sow action. Pastura Zakinten, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because then I'm going to first move take the 2 sheep. Unless the 6 wood are available, but I have a feeling maruska's taking the wood. Or maybe Payne. One of them might take the wood. But yeah, I think first move 3 sheep looks good. And then second move 2 boar is sort of my plan. Although I would really like to be able to hold the boar. So if we could not take the boar, that would be nice. Because if we can hold the boar, then fence trade gets that much better. But we can take more boar later with renovation proposals, so we will see. I guess what I could do is not first move take the sheep, but I could fence. Well, what I'm wondering is what if I fence first, Sid? Fence first, buy the sheep. That gets the sheep off, and then if the boar wheel, I can take the boar and accommodate all of them. Oh, if I'm fencing, I shouldn't pay 8 here. I think it's still okay. Yeah, it's not great, but it's okay. And then 3 food and a veg to feed 6. I was thinking about making food, but then they asked, do you want to get ordered delivery? So, yeah, we'll get delivery, sure. Payne playing aquaculture. On start player. So Payne's probably setting up to take 6 wood. Fence trade. Yes, fence trade is the thing that I have. Yeah, if we could fence trade for 3, I think fence trade for 4 is best, because if I could pull off fence trade for 4, that's great. 5 would be amazing. If we could fence trade for 4, that would be really good though, because that's like the 4 on the bottom. Like you can fence. The problem is fencing and leave fence trade open for fencing 3 is a little awkward because it's difficult to make like 3 fences work usually. But if we could fence trade for 4, that would be great. Ooh, maruskaK just fenced. So that probably does mean I have to first action take animals. Because if I don't, maruskaK probably first move takes the 2 boar here. So I probably need to first move take the 2 sheep. But yeah, then I can still fence later in the round. Oh, Payne's taking the sheep with his first move? Boo. So then maruskaK will take the boar. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, certainly he's got a very nice farm. You're right. Oh, we didn't take the boar. Yay. Okay. Well, I won't bank on them wheeling again. As much as I would like... Oh, Wallfly just took the boar. Okay. So they're not coming back to me either way. We'll take the 3 wood, and maybe 3 wood, and then fence, buying the sheep here. Yeah, maruskaK didn't take boar there. Yeah, obviously setting up... assume setting up something with his Reno. Maybe he really wanted the... Maybe he wants the clay oven really badly. Would be my guess. Oh, I need to put my pasteurization expert on the board. Yeah, if we get 3 wood back, I'll take 3 wood again and then fence and buy Breeder's Market something. If I take 2 wood, I can fence 10. Last move. Yeah, 2 wood's not a great move here. But I think fencing 10 is quite a bit better. Don't need to fence 10? Thing is, if I fence 10, I can hold 3 breeding pairs with Archaeologist. So I could potentially take 1 animal 3 times next round and end the round with 3 breeding pairs. Oh, grocer for maruskaK. Ooh, that's not good. That gets him his reed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wallfly's playing passing minor field. Hopefully this is on start player. Yeah. Fence 10. Buy a sheep. Looks like maruskaK's gonna reno. Since he said buy one, so he's gonna buy the reed so he can reno. Reno clay oven. So I'll go ahead and play archaeologist with scholar at the start of the round. Take the 2 boar here. So next move I'll take the sheep. So what am I going to end up having to eat? I'm going to have to eat all my sheep basically. But I can breed boar and cattle. So if I take 1 sheep and then one cattle. Otherwise what I could do is I could... No, I can't fence trade yet. Well, I could fence trade 2, I suppose. And then just leave maybe this stable unfenced. No, it would be nice to cover more spaces. Yeah. Yeah, so take a sheep, and then I eat 3 sheep, and then I can take cattle last move, which is, then I breed the boar and the cattle. Then I have 6 animals, so then my house breeder is covered. Commercial baker goes unplayed now? Probably. Probably, because of how efficient taking the 1 grain will be. But it's not guaranteed yet. Yeah, so my goal was to like be playing ironclad and that kind of thing so that I don't have to take 1 animal 3 times, but that's just the way this game's gone, unfortunately. Unfortunately, everybody had animal capacity and the desire to take animals in stage 3, so that forces me in stage 4 to take 1 animal a bunch of times, which is too bad. Village Lady. Yeah, I think Village Lady seems nice. Yeah. It's real. The games that want to use it really like using it. Oh, maruskaK's got punter. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, maruskaK's got all the good stuff. All the good stuff. And the fact that he jumped me in the family growth queue even though I was ready to build in round 4. Yeah. That was the problem, me sitting behind me sitting in front of Payne and Payne getting the first room. Oh well. We should be able to still have a pretty nice farm. Has Wallfly said she's taken the butterfly yet? I'm sure she will eventually. Need 3 sheep to feed 6. So I think what I should do is I should plan on building a couple more stables. When I build the stables, I can buy another boar, and then I can fence trade to finish off my fencing. Try to fence trade for 4. Maybe 5 would be great, but if fence trade for 4 is fine. So I'm gonna play house breeder with my occupation with house breeder with scholar, and then yeah, I can take wood, build, grow this round. Oh no, Pain can grow again. Well, Pain might grow with this last move here. Hopefully Pain grows with this last move. So then my plan is, yeah, take 4 wood, build, and then grow. Pain has 2 more grows? No, he's no, he only has 1 more. He's got 3 on the he's got 4 family members. Yeah. Plowing is the most important move for me. Plowing is very important. You're right. But I have field in hand. I have field, and I do have crooked plow available, so I don't know. I'm feeling okay on that front. Like, if I only plow once, then I think it's still pretty good. What's going on here? Mariska's thinking about something. Oh, Maruska took wood. Okay. So no 4 wood action. So if I take wood, it's just 3 wood. And that's only 1 stable. And so the advantage of taking the 1 stable is it lets me breeder's market. Three wood is not very good, but I do want a house breed. Eat a cattle to house breed. Plauceau for maruskaK. I guess we're pretty happy it's not family growth. Plauceau is a great move, but maruskaK really... If maruskaK gets to 5 family members here, then I definitely think it's over. But we might still have a chance. We have a chance if Pain and Wallfly keep taking animals as much as they are. I think part of the strength of Breeder's Market this game has been Pasteurization Expert in particular. And you know what? I think Pasteurization Expert is really good. It's a card that's just gotten better and better and better the longer that it's been around. Because there are more and more ways to trigger animals off the top of it. I feel like the game's really slowed down. I guess it was just maruskaK thinking for a while with that move. Yeah, maruskaK's been a little slow. Multiple fence actions. I think the fact that it works on stables is probably going to prove to be quite good. Because I think building one incidental stable and then buying an animal... I mean, you have to get it in play before you actually want to build stables, but I'm thinking of cards like... Anything that lets you, like, build stables over time, it's going to be really good. Wallfly. Hopefully this is start player Candlelight. 2 or more food to play an occupation. So I'll go ahead, build a room. I have to pay 1 reed because I only have 6 animals, so pay 1 reed. And then build a stable. And then when I build a stable, I can pay 2 food to buy a boar. I don't have to pay the reed for room. Oh, because I can save... I can use clay. Right. Not that it really matters, but maybe I'll want to build the Basque Maker's Workshop or something. Yeah, 6 resources total. You're right, Sid. And then when I fence trade, I'm going to turn that boar back into a cattle. Have to open triple plow and not plow sow. Yeah, probably. Field lets me use Plowman's Market too. Yeah, because it's whenever I plow one field, right? So I could field and then plow sow. And then bank on getting plow one field back in the future. The thing is, it's risking a lot. It does get my goods sown, though. Yeah. I do have actions to manually sow. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. What else am I even doing? Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking probably taking some animals to take them off the board. I was thinking take 4 reed for the Basket Maker's Workshop round 14. So I kind of like playing field here. Although passing Pain the field in round 13 feels bad because it makes it that much more likely that Pain will start play the field, but I think it's we have to do it. Yeah, and then I can plow sow. Yeah. And then I gamble that Wallfly will not want to plow. I assume maruskaK will start player, and then if we gamble that Wallfly will not want to first move plow. That's our hope. Pay food to buy grain. Sycophant's been a hero this game. Giving maruskaK so much food. And in a game that's been relatively food tight too. Like I've had a lot of feeding problems. Because, yeah, the feeding problems basically killed my efficiency. It meant that, you know, I had to pay instead of using Ironclad to get my free stable and trigger my breeder's market and trigger pasteurization, it meant that I just had to play it to get food. Which was too bad. Oh, Wallfly start playing to think. My favorite. My favorite. All right. Buy a vegetable, pay a cattle, I suppose. Oh, yeah, I forgot to pass field. Yeah. Why are people feeding and breeding? What's wrong? Wallfly and Pain have been doing that all game. I don't get what's going on. Is it because the maruskaK's moves are so slow? They think the game's going on. Like they're not. Wallfly's not playing that quick. She's normally pretty quick. Pain plays the Basket Maker's Workshop here. Okay, so no BMW for me. I could take 4 wood and build the joinery. 4 wood and build the joinery for 3 points with Scholar would be fine. If it comes back to me, I will plow for sure. Actually, yeah, if it comes back to me, I need to plow. Plow 3 and trigger maruskaK's punter. So getting 2 sheep back would be good. 2 sheep and then 3 wood. Seemed like my last 2 moves. And then I can eat a sheep and a boar for 5. That's not quite enough. I need 1 more food on top of that. I'd probably have to eat just a raw grain, I suppose. Eating a raw grain is not so bad, but of course it costs food. Wonder if I should take a cattle just to deny maruskaK the option. Yeah, the 2 sheep are gone. So yeah, take a cattle. Deny maruskaK getting his breeding cattle. Well, certainly we've filled our farms very quickly, so we haven't been able to play around it. maruskaK and I both filled our farms very quick. maruskaK's got stampeding for start player in his last field. So yeah, we'll take 3 wood, build the joinery with Scholar. Yep. So I eat a cattle and a boar. That's not 7 food, and then 1 more food because we only need 8. So eat AO food. So bake would be a fine first move. It's 2 points. Family growth is 3 points, maybe 2 points. So yeah, we don't have too many points. Maybe we need to risk so bake. I don't know. maruskaK will probably plow so. Or so bake, one of the two. Wallfly, I guess Wallfly likes so bake quite a bit. Unless she sows. No, she didn't sow here. Yeah, Wallfly might so bake. So then we're going to get family growth. And then our other 3 moves, taking wood, I suppose. We can take grain for 1 point, maybe taking food. Irrigation trench would have been nice. Would have been nice to play irrigation trench, but unfortunately didn't have the clay. Our clay was to the number, to the T. Is Lady of the Manor still out there? It is. Hasn't been played yet. So, Scholaring the Joinery is a little risky in that I can't get the max for the 2 stables. But all I really have is fields. maruskaK is going to have potentially 4 categories. 2 crops, fields, pastures. So 4 categories is quite... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get to 4 categories. So I don't think there's that much risk there, actually. Oh, he family grows? Okay. So I'll plow, I'll sow bake. Because Wallfly will plow sow. This game went better. Doesn't look like it's enough for the win, because maruska's got too many points from his majors, but not a bad one. The game being so food tight was really rough for us. Really rough. Killed the efficiency. The fact that we don't have breeding sheep here is bad. It's really bad. I should have 4 cattle, 3 boar, 4 sheep at the end of the game at least. But I had to eat all my sheep. I needed the food. Is Payne gonna build another room? Did we pass Payne? We didn't pass Mansion or anything. Oh, this is funny. Payne played round 1 woodcutter instead of playing wood collector. That's unusual. I would definitely wood collector over woodcutter. You have to take, so okay, usually you take wood more than 5 times, but 5 wood in the first 7 rounds is better than 8 wood over the whole game. Payne has pottery and basket maker's workshop. Oh, he's not going to build another room, right. He's just got a lot of resources for points there. So we eat a wood. We eat a wood for that gets us to 3. We eat a boar, that gets us to 6. So we need 2 more food total. So taking cattle is 0 points, unless we can take enough food that we can breed cattle. Unless we take so much food that we can take boar for 1 point. But yeah, we don't have too many points left here at the end. Vegetables, 1 point, of course. As usual. Taking 2 wood is 1 point. So yeah, vegetable, 2 wood, and then taking animals. It's probably the rest of our moves. I guess I can fence for 1 point. Fence 1 for 1 point. That really screws up Wallfly and Payne. Although I think one of them's got a fence here, right? They're running out of time to fence. Yeah. maruskaK by 3 to 5. It's maruskaK by the well, basically. That's the difference between our farms. It's maruskaK with the well. Yeah. Yeah, our farms are very similar. He has a couple more minor points too. He has coffee break and raspberries. But yeah, we're ending the game with almost he has 1 more pasture too, but I have 2 stables, so it's like we're very, very similar. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think if Reno comes out before family growth, then we obviously are in a much better spot. Family growth round 5, I think, ended up being pretty bad for us. So yeah, eat a wood, a raw grain. That's at we're at 4. I can eat a cattle to get to 8. Payne took 2 wood. Why'd you take 2 wood, Payne? Why did he take 2 wood? Does he have profit? How is he fencing? I don't see how he's fencing. I didn't pass profit. Does he have something that gets him a bunch of stone? Maruska will reno. No, he's going to buy the top 2 goods. He's got Grocer, right? He's going to buy the reed from Grocer. Wallfly plays well-fed family. Twice the required amount to receive 3 bonus points. So it's probably worth it for me to do that. Right? It's probably worth it. Yeah. So let's see, we eat a wood. We eat a sheep. And then we eat a boar to breed the cattle. And then we can eat another boar. And then we eat a raw grain. And then we can eat a cattle. Yeah. To get to 16. So I get 3 points from well-fed family. Eat 2-0 F wood G 2-0 F. Oh, Payne thought he could fence with fence trade. 2-0 6 7 9 10 A H feed 16. There we go. So there's my final farm here. So 46 final. Not particularly great. Yep. Yep, the food was brutal. The food was brutal. So instead of having a ton of animal points at the end, we have very little food. Maruska 52. Yep. Family growth queue, too easy for Maruska. Yeah, and then tight food games, feeding the sycophant was key. Yeah, and then also the fact that family growth came round 5, so he got to go in front of me even though I could build in round 4. Yeah, it was tough. A lot of things did not go my way. Yeah, if Reno comes before family growth, I like my chances way better. Also, family growth coming round 5 let Maruska jump back in front of Wallfly. If family growth comes round 6 or round 7, Wallfly probably can get in the family growth queue, so that Maruska can't double grow. So yeah, I have the feeling that Maruska benefited the most from what Wallfly was doing, and so then there's 6 points. There's there's his big win. Yeah, Pain scores 32, Wallfly scores 39. So unfortunately, two of the players were not really playing to win. And I think maruskaK benefited more than me because my scholar is kind of non-interactive. Yeah, my scholar is kind of non-interactive, so then, you know, maruskaK benefited the most from the non-interactive play. My done, yeah, 2 games, that's enough. 2 games. And both of them, there was kind of silliness from the other players, so I'm kind of tired. Enough of this game. Enough. Yeah, like Pain couldn't even eat the sheep. He was literally just taking sheep to feed his sushi knife. And he ends with 32 points. It's irritating. And Wallfly was taking my animals too. And she ends with 39. Unfortunately. But that happens. I'll stream tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow in the evening. Probably around 6 or 7 o'clock will be my goal. But yeah, I'm done for today. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.